Esther was a real woman who lived during the time of the Persian Empire, when King Xerxes ruled over many nations. She was known not just for her beauty, but for her bravery, wisdom, and deep faith in God. Though she started as a humble Jewish girl living in exile, God raised her up to become queen, and through her courage, she helped save her people from destruction. Esther was an orphan, which means her mother and father had died when she was just a little girl. But she was not alone. She was raised by her wise and loving cousin, Mordecai, who treated her like his own daughter. They were part of God's special people, the Jews, who lived far from their home because they had been taken away many years ago. Esther lived a quiet life, helping Mordecai, praying to God, and being kind to everyone she met. She never imagined that one day she would become queen. In the grand palace of Persia, the mighty King Xerxes ruled over many lands. One day, during a grand party, he asked Queen Vashti to come and show her beauty to the guests. But Queen Vashti refused. This made the king very angry, and he decided she could no longer be queen. Then the king sent messengers across the land to find the most beautiful young women. They would be brought to the palace, and the king would choose one to be the new queen. When the king's men saw Esther, they noticed her gentle eyes and kind smile. She was taken to the palace with many other girls. Mordecai told her, "Don't tell anyone you are a Jew. Just trust God and be wise." Esther was different. She didn't try to impress people. She was kind to the other girls and respectful to everyone. Soon, she won the favor of the palace servants and, eventually, the heart of the king himself. The king placed a golden crown on her head and made her queen of Persia. But Esther didn't become proud or forget her people. She stayed humble and kept listening to Mordecai's advice. One day, Mordecai learned something terrible. A powerful man named Haman, who worked for the king, hated the Jews, especially Mordecai, who would not bow to him. Haman wanted revenge, so he made a wicked plan to destroy all the Jews in the land. He tricked the king into signing a law that said all Jews would be killed on a certain day. The king didn't know Esther was a Jew too. When Mordecai heard this, he tore his clothes and wept. He sent a message to Queen Esther. "Please go to the king. Beg him to save our people." But Esther was afraid. She said, "No one is allowed to go to the king unless he calls them. If I go without being invited, I could be put to death." Then Mordecai replied with words Esther would never forget. "Maybe you were made queen for such a time as this." Esther took a deep breath and made a very brave decision. She told Mordecai, "Gather all the Jews and tell them to pray and fast for 3 days. I and my servants will do the same. Then I will go to the king, even if it means I must die."